Message saying
their job was to hold that pass or to die trying.
Leonidas and his warriors assumed their standard fighting formation, the phalanx.
the Spartans fought in platoons of 8 men across, 4 men deep, shoulder to shoulder, with one person kind of peeking underneath the other fellow's to his right shield. So you have a shield wall in front.
It's going to be essentially a wall of bronze and wood and muscle, just standing there sort of gleaming in the sunlight.
All Greek soldiers are heavy infantry called hoplites, named for the large round shield they carry referred to as the hoplon. Made from a concave piece of wood and covered with a thin sheet of bronze, the shield is about 3 feet in diameter and weighs up to 20 pounds.
The hand grip of this shield came in about the 6th century BC, and it was called the Argive grip, and it revolutionized warfare.
Older shields were gripped by a single handle in the middle. On the Argive shield, the soldier passed his arm through a leather loop in the middle and held onto a handle near the rim, giving him more leverage.
So you grabbed the end of the shield, and the center of the arm held it. Now, if you think about what you can do with that shield, much more force can be applied.
The Spartans were known for painting personal images on their shield's face.
There's a story of the Spartan who had a fly, a life-sized fly, on his shield. And when his friends asked him why, he said he would get so close to the enemy that that fly would look like a lion.
King Xerxes fulfills his promise to block out the sun. He orders nearly 5,000 archers to launch their missiles. Xerxes' archers are tribesmen from all corners of his empire. They likely supply their own bows, which tend to be made of date palm wood, a cheaper material that diminishes its firing power. And from over a football field away, the arrows raining down on the Greeks have trouble penetrating the hoplites' heavy armor.
The arrows are bouncing off shields, bouncing off helmets, doing almost no damage. Largely because unless you took one in the eye, there's almost no place where an arrow could penetrate.
In addition to his shield, the hoplite's Corinthian helmet helps keep him protected from the Persian arrows. The helmet originated in Greece around the 7th century BC. Made from a single piece of bronze, the helmet offered maximum head protection for the hoplite. But these helmets were heavy, weighing about 10 pounds, and restricted the soldier's hearing and vision. While most helmets are adorned with a horsehair crest running down the center, Spartan officers like Leonidas would have worn a helmet with the crest running side to side. Some historians believe that the Spartans most likely wore a bronze cuirass for torso protection. Most hoplites at the time, however, wore sophisticated lamellar armor. Its strength comes from its layered design, made by gluing strips of heavy linen, leather, and thin bronze together. The lamellar armor forms a type of ancient Kevlar.
Believe it or not, multiple strips of leather and linen could withstand a spear thrust. It wouldn't penetrate a spear or arrow thrust.
Abandoning the missile attack, 10,000 Persian light infantrymen charge at the Greeks. Over 1 million pounds of muscle, bronze, and wood are about to collide in the Thermopylae Pass.
Inevitably, this mass crashes into the Greek phalanx, and it just doesn't move. I mean, it's just too heavy, it's too thick. The pressure from the back is holding it forward.
The Greeks stop the crushing charge. Now they go on the offensive. Fighting in their disciplined phalanx, the front 2 lines launch a coordinated spear attack from above and below the shield wall. The hoplite's primary weapon is the dory, a 6 to 9 foot long spear. About 2 inches in diameter, the 2 to 4 pound dory features a deadly iron spearhead. On the back of the spear is an iron butt plate, which provides balance and gives the hoplite a second weapon with which to kill.
First clash, spears come down and the spears come up from underneath, and the cries and the blood is everywhere. It probably killed 1,000 men, and most of the wounds would have been fatal. They would have been delivered to the chest or the face.
The hoplite's secondary weapon is the xiphos, a 2 to 3 foot long double-edged iron straight sword, made specifically to thrust and hack at the enemy. But the Greeks would only use this if they lost their spear, or if the phalanx broke rank, which did not happen often. The fighting rages on and off for most of the day.
What mostly happens is what we call battle pulses. The two sides would hack at one another and bang at one another for a few, maybe sometimes only a few seconds, 10, 20 seconds, then they'd break off again. Okay? Maybe the other side would drop back a little bit and these guys would move forward again. So it was not a continuous battlefield experience. It was not a continuous combat. It can't work that way.
The Persians are easy targets. They wear little or no armor and carry flimsy wooden shields.
The Persian light infantry are not designed for this kind of battle. They're built for speed, to attack disorganized tribal armies on the open plains of Asia.
Stuck in the narrow pass, the Persians are unable to maneuver. They also cannot utilize their cavalry. The steepness of Mount Koleodromos on one side and the Aegean Sea on the other prevent a Persian cavalry flanking maneuver.
If you look at the two Greek battles that we study most often, which is Marathon and Thermopylae, what you'll see is the brilliance of Greek commanders in selecting terrain where the Persians could not bring their cavalry to bear. At Marathon, they never got it off the ships, and even if they did, it wouldn't make any difference because the Greeks had wedged themselves into a narrow front. And same at Thermopylae, cavalry would have been totally useless.
With each battle pulse, more and more Persians are slaughtered. There is no mercy, only death.
And it was just carnage the first day. The Spartans formed up shoulder to shoulder like a great rock and let the waves of the Persians just break on them.
The Persians began to get the message that maybe it wasn't such a great idea to launch themselves in wave after wave against these guys, each one of whom had the equivalent of our very best special forces training.
At the end of the day, the 300 Spartans and their Greek allies kill any remaining Persians.
Leonidas understands the tactical situation, and after the first day of fighting, he understands I've won exactly what I set out to do. I'm holding up one of the largest land armies ever to attack Greece. I've got it funneled up here, and so far, they can't do anything to stop it.
But at the same time the land battle is being fought, the Persians are trying to gain access to the rear of the Greek defenses. By sea. A great naval battle between the Greeks and Persians is bloodying the Artemisium Strait. In the Thermopylae Pass, the mighty King Leonidas and his Spartan warriors are successfully fending off an attack by the Persian light infantry. At the same time, off the coast of Thermopylae in the Artemisium Strait, a battle between the Persian and Greek navies is about to erupt.
If you think of the Battle of Thermopylae in strategic terms, if you have a military mind, the first question you're going to ask is, yeah, the Spartans could hold this line here, but what about the sea? What about the ocean? Why couldn't Xerxes just land troops behind them by ships? He had an armada of 1,000 warships.
The reason is the Athenian navy. They are based here at Artemisium, while the Persians are based across the strait at Aphatai. The Persian goal is to break through the Greek line, sail down the narrow 6-mile-wide Artemisium Strait, and land troops behind Leonidas and his Greek warriors, surrounding them. The man in charge of stopping the Persian fleet is aboard the Athenian flagship. He is considered by many to be the mastermind behind the land and sea defense against the Persians, and is widely regarded as one of the ancient world's most brilliant military tacticians. He is the Athenian, Themistocles.
When most people think of the Battle of Thermopylae, they immediately think of the 300 Spartans or they think of Leonidas. But really, the unsung hero of the battle, the man who made it all happen, was Themistocles.
Themistocles in a way, was the Winston Churchill